This is by far the most difficult thing that I've ever done on this channel. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Wolfpack. And speaking of Wolfpack, shameless plug, I got brand new sweaters and shirts all in the brand new shop that I just launched, soft launched a couple days ago. So if you're interested in the merchandise, which are custom handmade scripts that were also embroidered onto this sweater and some shirts. So there's black and it's gray. They're super soft and warm for the sweaters. The shirts and the sweaters are both super comfortable and yeah, they're really, really nice. So I'm very proud of the designs. It's super simple, sleek, something that reflects the channel a lot. And yeah, I've updated the shop. So if you would like to help support me and pick up a beautiful sweater or shirt, I will leave links to that down below. Now, with that said, today we are doing something very drastic. We're doing something that I've never done to this extent. I feel like I kind of did it on a vlog when I first moved here in the studio, but I am getting rid of half my collection. I've never done anything like this before, and honestly, it hurts. But I'm tired of clutter, and there are so many new games that I do want to get into. Some games that just sit on the shelf. I tell myself that I'm gonna get them played and that I want to play them, but they never get played. So today they are on the chopping block, and I need your help. I need your help in deciding whether or not I should keep these or let them go. Currently, we're gonna go through, there's so many games that we're gonna go over, but I feel like for most of the games, I'm pretty set on saying no to, and that I'm gonna put them into the sell pile or donate pile. Others, I'm in a gray area, and I'm gonna need your help to decide whether to keep or stay. At the same time, I also encourage you to, before we get into the brand new year, to cull your collection as well. If you do plan to cull a few games or two or half like I am, let me know which ones you're getting rid of down below because I would love to know. Okay, I'm gonna rapid review these and get through them back to back because there's a lot to get through. So first off, Too Many Bones. Everyone raves about this game. I don't know if I need to spend more time on it, but the first two plays have been very rough. Learning to get to play the characters. I know it's a very heavy game. I spent a lot of time reading through the rulebooks and everything, but it's tough to table. And as you'll see, as we progress through this culling, I'm only keeping a very, very select few of staple solo games because I literally do not have the bandwidth to keep any more than 5. Right now, Marvel Champions, staple, Oathsworn, staple. The rest are up for grabs because I want to spend more time on Oathsworn. I do want to get into Frosthaven, and that's just so much content on its own. I just don't know if Too Many Bones is worth keeping around. What do you think? Too Many Bones? Yeah or nay? Let me know. Next up, Dungeonology and all of its expansions. I initially got this game because I love the artwork. I also need to get into Black Rose Wars, which I think is also made by same publishers. But Dungeonology, it's a co-op, and I have gotten into co-ops a lot more lately, but again, it is also with the same solo game. So with Oathsworn, with Marvel Champions, I don't know if Dungeonology is worth the time learning and getting through, but I am a huge fan of the artwork. I haven't heard much about it, so let me know what you think about Dungeonology, because this one right now is leaning towards a no pile. Next one, Iwari. This one really hurts because if you've seen this photo back here, Iwari is one of the most beautiful games that I own. I love the artwork. It's beautiful across the board. It's a good game. I did a tutorial on it too. I took really good photos that I'm very proud of this game, but it just doesn't get played because it's an abstract Euro, some area control. I think I'm getting more and more strict with my criteria for keeping games because of the limited space and because of the ever more increasing limited time. So it's a good game, but I just don't know if this is something that I'm going to take out and put on the table when we have such limited game time. So Iwari is leaning towards the go pile. Okay, this is one of the oldest games in my collection, still shrink wrapped, and also a huge hog of space. Street Masters. I feel like because I have Street Fighters, and I'm so attached to all the characters already there, I think the IP alone for Street Fighters makes me decide whether I keep Street Fighters or Street Masters because I'm already familiar with the IP for Street Fighter. And also the gameplay, it's not too bad either. I still need some more time in it, but even if I didn't like the game, I probably would keep that as purely like a collector's piece because of the miniatures. Here, again, because I'm attached to Street Fighter, I don't know if I am going to keep Street Masters, but I've heard good things about this one. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 boxes and a mini little expansion set or miniatures and stuff. It's a lot of space. Is it worth it? You let me know, because right now it's also going. Low-key, I'm trying not to think about it too much, because the more I think about it, the more I want to keep every game that I'm putting on the chopping block. So this one's going. That's it. Next up, this game Miso relaunched. You've seen, I think, twice on my Culling My Collection set. Once was during the move. Second was during the games I need to reorganize and all that stuff. This is like the third or fourth time that you've seen it on the channel. It still has not get played, I think due to the crazy complexity of this game. It's like a 3.7 complexity. I don't have a problem with complexity, but I don't know, something about this game just isn't making me wanting to learn it just yet. I also got this game when I was like really big on my miniatures phase. I still like minis a lot nowadays, but I'm just very wary about a miniatures heavy game until I see the gameplay nowadays. This one I got strictly because of like, I thought how all the gods on the back, like look at this, check this out. All like the gods in the back look really cool and awesome. And I wanted to do some really creative photo work with this when I first got it, but whether it's a game that's really fun or not, I don't know. I also haven't heard much about Miso relaunched either. Look at this, a Pyramid Upgrade 2, like Kemet. It has a god pack with even more epic minis. Bottom line, I just don't know why I can't table this one. And I can't really fully explain why, but it's going. Okay, next up, in Shrink, still, Raiders of the North Sea. I got this one at the same time as Empires of the North because Sam recommended Empires of the North. I will get to that game for sure, so that one's staying for now. And I didn't know which of the North it was, so I ended up getting both just because, which was the most irrational decision ever. Viking themed game. I don't know if it's combat oriented, but you are raiding settlements as Vikings. The components are okay. Small box game. This one, I'm gonna let you all purely decide. Whether you say yes or no, that will be the fate of this one. Next up, this was one of the first ideas I had when I started the channel initially, and that was to do like a Halloween themed gameplay-ish of Unsolved Case Files. Came in this little envelope, still unopened. And I always wanted to film a Halloween, playthrough of this, but it just never happened, so this one's going to. Next up, a game that has been in like the intro of like my website and my portfolio. A game that I really loved doing B-roll for. Jaws of the Lion. You get so much value in this $40 Target game that was even on sale for like $20 I saw on Black Friday. Insane value, a ton of content. Great game, nothing wrong with it, but I gotta make space. And if I were to choose between this or Frosthaven, I would rather get into Frosthaven. You might have seen me mention this one on the last culling video, but I really like this game. It was a good asymmetric game. The only thing is, like, I feel like it doesn't even need this giant box to play. It's honestly just like a set of cards. You don't even need much else other than that. The artwork is great. The premise is cool because you're playing as different asymmetric factions that's going around, and you have different roles. Like if you are the sheriff, you're trying to put the prisoners into jail, and if you are like a criminal, then you're trying to steal different things around the town. It's like a grid of cards on the table that you're trying to, complete these different objectives to. And if like you're the dancer, then you need to go around and collect money. It's good, but it's not great. And I'm looking for purely great games to keep on my shelf now. Like I said, I'm trying to get super strict with what I keep and really maximize the space that I have left. So this one's going. This next game is top 3 of what's gonna hurt the most today if I end up getting rid of it, and that is Cerebria. This game I have so many emotional feelings to. It's one of the first games that I took photos of. I went out, and so this game is all about like different emotions, and it's like Inside Out, the movie, in board game form. So you have like, I forget, like happiness, anger, and hatred, and all those cool emotions. I went out to like I drove out super far to like different locations and got all these creative photos of it back when I did that kind of work for board game photography, like just for fun. And that's why I'm so attached to this. However, it is super lengthy and very, very heavy and involved. I don't know if I should keep this one. Like, I love the premise, I love the theme, but how often are we gonna play something as heavy and as lengthy as this? I don't know. At the same time, Septima's gonna be coming out soon too, so I feel like Septima might take the place of Cerebria. I'm gonna put this in like the gray area, maybe not sell pile. Convince me, please, that I should keep this one. Please convince me. Next up, Arcadia Quest, one of the first ever dungeon crawlers that I ever played and experienced. I love the critical role feature. When you roll a crit, you keep rolling again and again. But I feel like that mechanic is now getting substituted by what I get to experience in Oathsworn. It seems like Oathsworn is causing me to get rid of a lot of these other games. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? But yeah, Oathsworn now fills in that spot for Arcadia Quest, so that's why this one's going. Okay, next up, another great area. And purely because Alex from Board Game Co. has raved about this game and he really loves this one, Wild Ascent. It's the only reason why I've held on to it for now. And it's honestly everything that I would enjoy on the channel too. Asymmetric arena battler, but for some reason, something about like, I don't know if it's like the way the characters are, but I can't seem to get attached to the characters and learning their different abilities. And I'm not as invested in the gameplay just yet. I don't know what it is, but it's also along the same lines as Misa relaunched. Something about that game and this game isn't getting me invested and interested enough for me to commit to learning all of the asymmetry and abilities here. But premise, arena battler. Honestly, right now, Disney Sorcerer's Arena is like my favorite arena battler. And I haven't done full review on that one just yet, but it's also gonna be the reason why I'm gonna let go of some other games today too. So Wild Ascent, what do y'all think? Next up, Brass Birmingham. If you have been following the channel for quite some time, you know that I've been telling this story for quite some time, and that is with Brass Lancashire. That one, I got run over by a car because I went to go take pictures of these games at a railroad crossing, and I left it on top of my car, and it fell off my car, and another car came by, ran over it, and that's why I don't have Lancashire, because it got run over. I still have the poker chips though. That's the one thing I managed to salvage, and the one thing that somehow just stayed completely intact and uncrushed. So for some reason, that's why Brass Birmingham is the only one remaining in my collection, and I still haven't been able to table this yet either. If you look at the cover, that minimalist, rustic, really, really beautiful cover, this is the one reason why it's staying right now. I think this one's like a Euro, an engine builder, but I know it's pretty heavy and hefty to learn. Everyone does say very, very good things about it, but they also say that you have to spend a lot of time learning it as well. Should I keep it? Should I not? Let's put this one in the gray area too. Gray area. Okay, next up, Creature Comforts. I did a full review on this. I really enjoyed this game. It was fun, but I think between this one and Everdell, I would probably play Everdell. That's the one I think about, immediately to compare this one against. And Everdell has a lot more complexity and more depth to it, which is why I enjoy that one a lot more. This one, I feel like the resources are kind of empty, and I feel like it's too light for what I want to enjoy. So great game. I highly recommend it if you're looking for a lightweight family game, but I definitely crave a lot more complexity in my taste of games. Unmatched, Redemption Row, Moon Knight, one of my all-time favorite Marvel characters. I love Ghost Rider and Luke Cage here too. I know Restoration Games came out with like a whole collector set where you have like little drawers you can put all these things in and make it a lot more easy to store. But again, with Arena Battlers, I feel like I get that with DSA, and honestly really enjoy DSA a lot more than this. Plus, not everyone in my gaming group knows these characters. I feel like only 2 other people know Moon Knight and Ghost Rider, but everyone else knows all the Disney characters, and plus you can play 2v2 in DSA. I think you can play 2v2 in Unmatched too, I'm not totally sure. But every time I ask whether they want to play an Arena Battler, automatically, not just me alone, but everyone else is like, DSA. So I feel like I want to keep this because there's no other game I know with Moon Knight other than Marvel United. And this one definitely gives Moon Knight a lot of respect to the character, but I just don't see us playing this as often. The next 2 is gonna hurt Sam a lot. Sorry, Sam, you're watching this. All right. Why am I nervous talking about this one? Oh, I'm a huge fan of Leader Games. I have literally every game in their collection except for the first one that they made. I forget the title of it, but it's the one with like the spiders and the ghosts. I have every game in their collection. even before I was a content creator. But I just feel like Oath as a legacy game just does not get played. Like this production value is insane. It's beautiful across the board. It's fun. I've played it, once or twice at the most, but we just never have the chance to continue on with a game like this. I feel like people in my group need a lot more play interaction, need a lot more confrontation, a lot more in-your-face battling. So that's why Oath is not gonna stick around for us. Sam, you watching this? I said sorry ahead of time. This one's gotta go. Imperium Classics. This is one of Sam's favorite games of all time. I know he loves this game, and I've tried to see why multiple times, but there is one thing that just keeps holding this game back, and that is the rulebook. This is one of the worst rulebooks that I've ever read in any game, and I just cannot get over how badly this rulebook is written. And it just comes back to the point that I keep talking about all the time, and why I've made so many video discussions about this. But we, board gamers, reviewers, anyone that enjoys board games, we want to enjoy that game as fast as possible. But the one thing that holds us back every single time is going to be the rulebook. If that one isn't player friendly, if it isn't inviting for us to learn and to get to understand and realize the full potential of your game, if we have to spend a lot of time and struggle and Google a lot of stuff to learn it, it just increases the barrier to accessibility for truly enjoying that game. And Imperium Classics, I think, is the epitome of what I just said. So this one's going. I'm sorry, Sam. Forgive me. Okay, this one also top 3, the most hurtful ones today. But it is one that me and Jackie played on July 4th. It was a really, really nice night that we had in. We didn't go watch fireworks. Instead, we played this game multiple times. And there was one thing that just kept us from enjoying it a lot more. So this game is Tidal Blades. Heroes of the Reef, because there is a part 2 and also the Angus Cove expansion. Tidal Blades, one of my favorite themes, one of my favorite artworks, one of my favorite worlds ever created in a game. I had so much fun learning this game. It was fun initially when we played it, but there's one thing that is keeping us from playing it again, and that is with how punishing the boss fights are. When you fight the bosses here, you spend all this time collecting the dice and you get stronger dice. I love that. I love so many things about this game. But when you get to the boss fights, A, there isn't much reward for you to even fight the bosses to begin with. And B, when you lose a fight with the boss, with the monsters, it is so punishing. You lose all your dice. And imagine spending all your time building up this dice pool and losing it to the boss fights, and then there's a very, very difficult way for you to have a catch-up mechanic to get back into the game. And we've experienced that multiple times. Played this 3 times that night, and I just could not get over how crazy the boss fights were and how punishing they were. So that's why Tidal Blades is leaving the collection. Today was a painful day, but it was a good day because now I have so much more room on my shelf to fill in with all the other games that are sitting underneath my desk, in our guest room, in the garage. But I'm feeling good. If I made any mistakes on games that I should not have gotten rid of, or games that are in the gray area that should be in a keep area, let me know in the comments below, and I would love to see what you all think. So thanks for sticking around and hanging out with me as I cull my collection, half my collection. And yeah, I'm excited to see what you all think. So I'll see you later.